Everybody, and welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada, where we are going to be having our Pumps and Hoses launch party. Pumps and Hoses is out, people. It is out for the Giants Eshop and will be releasing soon at the platform store choice that you may have, be it Steam, Epic, PlayStation, or Xbox. Fergus, Dwayne, Tookie, Zipper Buffo is in chat and in game. For the very first time, he is a multiplayer virgin, if you will. Diablo del Toro, Will, Mr. Jeaner. Schultz Modding is also on the server. Brandon, how are you doing today? It does come out right now. Pumps and Hoses is out right now for PC from the Giants Eshop. Depending on your platform of choice, it may be releasing sometime at midday tomorrow. Might be releasing at midnight your time. It's hard to say. Release times will vary. Darren, welcome. Welcome. We've got a lot to go on today. Maybe you caught my pre-release prep party. Pre-release live stream yesterday where we were building out this biogas plant. I can successfully tell you that we are making nearly $1 million per day from this particular facility. So approximately 16 hours from now. So that is what? 4 around midday tomorrow. Probably not quite midday tomorrow. That's for Steam. Gooders, Workbench. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Everybody gather around. We are going to mess around with this thing. Norm, that's great to hear. What? I didn't think you could, can you pre-order on Steam? Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. I know you can't pre-order ATS DLC on Steam. Schultz hasn't joined the farm yet. Gordon, welcome.
He's been running around.
Yeah. He's either showing off or trying to cache textures in.
I should have the map cached in.
While we wait for others to join in voice chat and the like, and for the top of the hour for this thing to officially start, let's go ahead and demonstrate one aspect of Pumps and Hoses, and that is the separated manure. We've got some separated manure we're going to use down here for bedding for our cows. Oh, Dwayne's got you pegged. Fabio, we are on Bloomfield. Do you have pumps and hoses?
Will it be useful and drag this quota around for no reason?
There he is. The big T. Schultz wanted to rename you to Trouble. Douglas, welcome.
Hey, Dickie.
Is this save being deleted after tonight?
No.
That's good to know.
That's a dangerous game to play.
It's my running Bloomfield save.
You're very trusting of all us then.
Mm-hmm. Fabio, are you in the
Same what
Discord?
usually happens in the launch parties.
I need to, I would need to grant you specific permissions to a specific channel. Then you'd have to download the mods that are a part of this
I better
save.
refill this, because otherwise you'll forget about 10 streams from now.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Joe? Well, hopefully they won't be breaking pumps and hoses. Hoses and pump. Hopefully they won't be.
What you doing?
You're ready to play with all the food.
I was making a save game backup since there are some threatening people in the server.
Not threatening, more just stating facts.
Just causing trouble. Hurry up and update. Jeez, Giants.
Raz wants to hurry up and get real internet. Right now they're phoning it in.
No, it's like I downloaded the pack like from your download. It's quick. This is Giants. There's servers.
Yeah, they've always been slow whenever I've had the updates too. Ooh, looks nice how you fenced it in over here.
There's pumps and hoses.
I fenced it in because I know how you get. You need confinement sometimes.
Really
Send me a message, Fabio. Send me a message so I can get your username. Uh-oh, someone's already unreeling some hosiery. Where'd he go?
Yep.
My kids are outside playing laser tag.
All right.
I love it when they find toys that they've had forever. And they're like, this is awesome. It's like, you've had that for like a year.
All right, give me a minute, Fabio. I gotta add you to the channel.
How old are your kids?
14 and 12.
Oh, that's nice. Mine is 24.
All right, Fabio, see if that works. You should see a restricted voice chat now with us in it. If you click on that, enter that voice chat, and then go to text chat within the voice chat. You should be able to then see the server info.
Checking if there's any
quality control here.
I didn't get to watch your stream, so what'd you think so far? You
Hey
liked
everybody,
it?
and welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada. This is a part of our normal Bloomfield, Canada series, but we are doing our Pumps and Hoses launch party tonight on Bloomfield. We've got several folks in the chat and in the server specifically, also in chat.
I don't know what I'm doing. but
And
I
we
like
are
unreal
going to be
homes.
we're going to be using pumps and hoses to hopefully fertilize a significant portion of our fields today. The other day, I built out this BGA with the Pumps and Hoses DLC, and I will say that we are burning through close to $1 million worth of profits per day with this specific BGA setup. So if you've got questions about pumps and hoses, be sure to ask said questions. And for now, let's go ahead and kind of run through what is available in pumps and hoses, and then we'll get started with this whole endeavor. Where's the tractor with the hose reel?
I think
I've
Schultz
driven
has
it
it.
out across the field. Oh, I've broken it.
Oh my lord. Okay, because there was some hosiery unrolled here at the field across from the BGA, but then the tractor vanished. Wayland, what is up?
Oh, I suppose I could probably roll it back up. It's not like it's terribly complicated.
You could probably figure it out. All right, so what is available in pumps and hoses, everybody? Let's take a look. So if you have not seen yet what is a part of pumps and hoses, there is a combination of machinery and placeable objects. So we've got the AC-115. This is an air compressor. This is going to be used to clean out the pump lines, the hose lines. When you're all said and done, you're going to build up air pressure, which is pretty neat because this gauge here, you'll see it build up pressure as you turn on the compressor. When it gets up to full pressure, you'll hear the compressor turn off. You'll have the option of cleaning the hoses, at which time you'll hear a burst of air, basically, and then you'll see this gauge completely drop down to zero, and then your hoses will be clean. We've got 3 different hose reels. We have the H240, which holds 1.3 kilometers worth of hose. We have the 240, which holds 1.7 kilometers of hose, and the FTH230, which holds 400 meters worth of hose, but this also has the ability to hold some slurry or digestate as kind of a backup or a little bit of a reservoir. We move into choices for pumps. We have the PU100 that is going to require 160 horsepower. 300 meter is approximately the pump distance that this thing is going to be able to pump. You're going to attach that to a tractor and use it off the 3-point hitch. We have the PU300. It's going to require 200 horsepower to operate. Has 2,800 liters worth of water storage. Has a little reel here that's going to hold 100 meters worth of hose. And it's going to be able to pump about 1 kilometer worth of manure length. We got the JC450 pump. It is going to be able to hold 45,000 liters of digestate or slurry. 4,000 liters of water. It's going to be able to pump about 700 meters worth in distance, and it's going to require 200 horsepower to operate. We've got the PW121. This is a tank. You can get in different configurations. You can get it with 12,200 liters of liquid manure storage, or you can get it with 3,200 liters of liquid manure storage and 9,000 liters worth of water. We can add a reel on the back or a reel and compressor only. So we've got some configuration options there. We can add a platform to the back as well. We also have multiple tire options for this particular pump. This pump is going to be able to push 1,500 meters worth of hose product through that much, 200 horsepower to operate. Then we move into our injectors, and we have multiple injectors. We have the SP840. As configured, the 840SS already has the drag line attachment here. So all we need to do is connect this to our tractor, and then we can connect this to our drag line, and then make use of this to inject slurry. 70 horsepower requirement, 8 meter working width, 9 mile per hour. Or we can configure it It's a lot cheaper this way because as configured with the dragline injector, it's $67,600. Without that, it's $39,800. And we would have to use this with the dragline connector, which is a separate piece of machinery. Speaking of that dragline connector, we have the HS5100. This is going to connect to the back of your tractor, and then all of the injectors are going to connect to this. And you can see it does have the dragline hose connector right here that's going to follow behind the injector. If you play with precision farming, you can also configure this with the manure sensor. Remember, the manure sensor with precision farming is going to measure the flow of liquid manure through here, digestate through here, and detect the level of nitrogen in that, and then adjust the flow of the manure or digestate through here in order to try to achieve a consistent level of nitrogen application. We have the SP1230. This is going to be 70 horsepower requirement, 12 meter working width, 10 mile per hour. But again, we're going to need to connect that to the 5100 here. We have the 12260. This is going to be 12 meters as well, 80 horsepower to operate and 9 mile per hour. We have then the BS900, 9 meters to operate, 100 horsepower and 9 miles per hour. We have a water pump, and the water pump is going to be used to add water into the mix and kind of water it down. This is also going to help with respect to the wear on the pumps. So you can basically lessen the amount of wear on one of these pumps by using the water pump itself in order to kind of water things down. Now, this pump will not pump water from a lake or river or pond and put it into a water trailer, nor are you able to use this pump in order to fill up your water troughs for your animals. That is the water pump. It's exclusively for adding water to your liquid manure or slurry mix. We have the PSS MEL 4/5.5550. This is a portable manure separator. So you're going to be able to haul this around with front loader forks and then set this thing up adjacent to slurry or digestate storage or a tank that has slurry or digestate in it. And at that point, it is going to start producing separated manure, which is a new fill type that is a part of pumps and hoses. Separated manure is going to be able to be used as bedding or as fertilizer by using a manure spreader. The umbilical hose can be bought right here in a distance of 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500 meter lengths. And we can get it with orange, black, yellow, red, blue, green, brown, or gray sizes. We're going to need some, so we might as well just buy a few. Then we have the wrench, which we've already purchased. The wrench is going to be used in order to connect and disconnect multiple hoses together. So you're going to have to use the hand tool, the wrench, like this, in order to ultimately connect and disconnect the hoses. All right. I think all of you have wrenches now, right?
Why, yes, good sir.
You look like
Short
somebody.
fight there.
Yeah, you look like somebody I don't want to meet in an alley with that wrench.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can swing it at you. Nope,
Decided
didn't
to
work.
dress fancy. It was a party. I heard it was a
Didn't
party.
work. All right, now let's talk about the placeable aspects of pumps and hoses and pumps. Under silos, we're going to find several liquid manure storage tanks of different sizes and configurations. We have 606,000 liters with or without a cover. We have 1.697 million liters of slurry or liquid digestate storage with or without a cover. And then we have 3.6 million liters worth of digestate or liquid manure storage, again, with or without a cover. But we're not done. Now we move on to some flatter, rounder ones, larger in diameter, 952,000 liters, again, covered or not. We have 2.1 meters or 2.1 million liters, again, covered or not. And then we have 3.6 million liters covered or not. Under production, we're going to go to factories, and under factories, we're going to have several new options. We have a placeable stationary separator. It's just like our mobile separator that we can buy, except it is stationary. It's going to be able to separate 20,000 liters worth of separating manure. We have a small bunker version of the separator, 35,000 liters. And then we have a larger bunker style separator that is going to separate 45,000 liters. And again, we're going to place this adjacent to either digestate storage like that one, or like we have over here at the cow farm next to a slurry storage. And we'll be able to basically make separated manure. Everything keys off the fermenter with respect to the BGA. On this particular build, we have a 30-meter fermenter that is the anchor to this. And from here, you can see the lines all extending out to other various aspects of the biogas plant. We have 3 different fermenter options. We have a 20-meter fermenter. It is capable of producing 425 to 665 liters worth of methane per cycle. We're going to have a 26-meter fermenter, 646 to 1,001 liters of methane per cycle is what this one's going to be able to produce. And then we have 1,089 to 1,604 liters of methane per cycle in the larger 30-meter diameter fermenter. And we can stack these, so we can combine a 30-meter and a 26, and we're basically going to be able to double or basically additive our production by an order of adding these. And that's what we've done over here to this BGA. We added a 20-meter fermenter to our original 30-meter fermenter. Then we have our cogeneration facilities. These are going to burn the methane that is created by the fermenter and create electricity out of this. The 408 is going to be able to take and process 425 liters worth of methane per cycle. We have the 500 plus, which is going to be able to process 646 methanes per cycle. And then we have the Avis 800B that is going to be able to process 1,089 methane units per cycle. And we can add these, and they are going to basically increase our ability to process methane. So the reason this has a range of 1089 to 1604 is that we have different inputs, and depending on the inputs, it's going to base on how much we're going to be outputting methane. If we have just silage, we're going to output 1089. If we add silage and manure, we're going to output more than 1089. If we add output silage, sewage, if we add silage, manure, and slurry, we're going to output even more. If we have all 4 of these, we're going to maximize our output at 1604. So if we're pumping out 1604, and we have the Avis 800B, which is only able to process 1089 worth of methane, well, we're going to have an excess of nearly 600 units of methane. And that's where we can then add this to the mix in order to then be able to completely burn off all of our methane that we are producing in order to maximize our energy generation. You also will see here we have the gas torch. The gas torch is used in order to burn off excess methane because, well, methane is flat out dangerous. So we want to not have excess methane. So if for any reason we're not able to burn off methane using one of our generators here to generate electricity, our gas torch is going to basically burn off the balance in order to keep a nice, safe system. So in the production screen, if you see your gas torch is active, that really means you don't have enough cogeneration going on in order to keep up with your methane output. Eric, I'll answer your question here in just a little bit. Then we also have 5 input hoppers. And the input hoppers need to be close to your fermenter. They can be close to either fermenter or any fermenter that is a part of the system. And you can see when we get close to the fermenter, a hose or a pipe is going to come out and extend and connect to our fermenter. So we can pretty much position this anywhere that we have the hose, the pipe connected. This one's going to be able to hold 30,000 liters worth of input. We have a 60,000 liters worth of input option. Another 60,000 liters worth of input in this one. This is going to hold 150,000 liters worth of product. And then this one, I think, is going to be one of the more popular options. This one is a drive-in, dump-in with a trailer type option. 115,000 liters worth of input. And it's going to take silage, manure, or cut sugar beet, because we're going to be dumping slurry directly into the fermenter with that input. So we want to, the more of these we put in, then the more product we can load into our fermenter at any one point in time. The more product we have in our fermenter, then the more likelihood we're going to be at maximum production. At maximum production, we're going to want to make sure we have enough generation plants here to generate electricity. And we're also going to need to go back here to our silos, and we're going to need to have a place to store our digestate that is created from the whole fermentation process. So that is what we've got here. Now the lines are basically showing you what is connected to each particular BGA unit. So this says BGA 1, and it's all keyed off of this fermenter, which was the first one that I placed. So this is saying that all of these items are connected, and they're all working as a singular system. If I would go and place another fermenter down close to this, it would key off of that. If I want to set up a completely different fermenter somewhere, I can do that. I simply have to be some distance away in order to put it down. And then when I put it down, it's basically going to say that I have created a whole new root node for BGA 2. And then as I place things down around this fermenter, we're going to be able to have a completely different set of fermentation going on. Now let's go and check out our production chains, because this is looking different than what we're used to as far as a BGA goes. So here we have our fermenter. You can see what we're producing here. 8,900 liters of silage and 2,140 of slurry is making 1,779 of methane and 2,460 of digestate every cycle. We're getting 24 cycles per month. So depending on the number of days per month you have, it's going to depend on how much you're going to generate per day. Down here we can see that the fermenters, not all materials are available because, well, right now we only have silage and slurry in here. If we added manure, our output would increase. If we added sugar beet cut again, our output would increase even more. Bunkers are running perfect because they are full of product. We have our cogeneration plants. They are running perfect because they are basically processing the methane that our BGA fermenters are creating. We're not backing everything up. And you can see our torch is not active, which is exactly what we want. Here on our cogeneration plants, you can see that they do not have any methane stored up. So they're basically burning it as they are producing it. They are able to burn through 2,160 of methane in order to produce 1,840 units of energy per cycle. And that's 24 cycles per month also. So you can see we're definitely out producing energy, right? We've got plenty of capacity here to deal with our methane production as it currently stands. Now let me just show you here. The BGA, as I have it configured, is producing $983,000 per month if I can keep it all running at the same time. So you build out your BGA. It will take a significant amount of time to build it out and a lot of money to build it out, but I think you're going to be easily able to recoup those costs pretty darn quickly. All right, I think I've run through as fast as I can what's all included. Let's get to using this stuff, right? Let's use it.
Yeah. Let's go. Got my fancy
All right,
coat on.
all right. I'm gonna buy a pump.
You just tell me what to do. There's a lot of maths involved.
A lot of mass.
Yeah, I didn't listen for that part. I was busy doing other things.
Of course, you weren't listening to any of the explanations.
I was listening.
I would not expect
Actually,
less of you.
I actually just turned it
Nothing
off.
has been going on in the background.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Nothing.
I know where you are. All right. Somebody grab a tractor. That's not this one over here. Hook up to this tank and then fill it up with water. And then place it over here by this BGA thing. Davies, what's your question? What's your question?
Coming.
Kiram Gaming, yes, it's available now over at the Giants Eshop. It will be available later on at your hook up to that tank thing. Go over here and put water in it. And then come over here and park it beside me.
Where's the water thing at?
Directly in front of you.
Ah.
Do I need to teach you how to play the game?
I have never seen Raz play the game.
Have you watched one of his streams ever?
No, not recently.
Usually his tractors are all broken.
Usually he giggles a lot, I think. Will there be a test on this Friday? What?
Bringing over another
Oh,
tractor
yes,
that
there will be a
yeah,
test.
we can do at some point.
Try this side, the other side. Normal spreaders. So let's go here and take a look at the manure spreaders. So any manure spreader is going to work with separated manure and standard manure. The spreader does not have to be modified in order to work with separated manure. That's what this fill type is. So if I think I understand, that's what your question is.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting anything near the water thing. Someone else wants to try. Do we have to put a hose on it?
All right, we'll forego the water. Who wants to grab that reel and over here and then start unreeling?
Well, I've already unreeled it once. It's cute.
Liquid spreaders. I mean, yeah, you can use liquid spreaders.
Just bring it over here to you.
So slurry tanks, you can use any of these slurry tanks. Now they won't connect with the
Everybody left. Where's everybody at?
they won't connect to this.
Well, it's meant to start unrolling again.
I don't think. I haven't tried it, but I don't think they'll connect with that. But you can connect some of these to regular slurry tanks. So we're going to... You need to be toggled on the hose. And then we hit Y. And if it doesn't work, you hit Z to change the direction, and you hit Y. And now we are unreeling our hosiery. See if you can't get in that tank and connect the hose. It should be like Shift Q. If it's not close enough, grab the hose in with a wrench and drag it closer. So what we're doing here is we are unreeling our hose. Hello, Davies Farming. I haven't tried it with various slurry applicator mods. Typically, I like to validate things work themselves before I go and intermix a bunch of mods into the mixes. So what we are doing here is we are unreeling the hose because we're going to be applying slurry to this field over here.
I can't get through any.
And now we have dropped that hose. We're going to then drop this one.
Somebody's got it. Semper's got it picked up now.
All right, I've got a hose down here that you need to connect two hoses to, again with the wrench. I've got an orange hose and a green hose.
Trying to connect it, but it doesn't work. Wait.
That one is just Shift Q with the pump when you get close enough. Yeah, you don't use the hose. You do it from the tractor.
And now it's in the ground.
I think that's attached. No? I think sure.
Now we are going to unwind the rest of this. The longest hose is 500 meters.
I think we're attached.
This particular reel will hold 1.3 kilometers worth of hose. So that would be two 500-meter reels and a 300-meter reel. That's what we had connected here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were attached. We were attached, but it's disconnected again.
All right.
I was looking at.
All right. There's another hose up there at the end that's yellow and orange and needs hooked.
I thought it attached on this side.
All right. I'm almost done unreeling this thing, and then
Gotta put a better
Yeah, you
tractor
got it
out
down
we'll
there.
be able to hook them all up, and somebody can start applying slurry.
Can't use that ugly red tractor anymore.
Dwayne, I was hearing that it unlocked like sometime tomorrow. That's cool if you've already got it.
Player's ball.
And there we go. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we need to toggle to the middle. We're going to unfold this.
That may have been the issue.
Yeah, drop that.
I think the platform is old in the back.
I can't fold it up anymore. It won't let me now.
Okay. Okay, wait.
All right. I guess. All right, we're all connected here. Can you start the pump?
It's attached, isn't it? Oh, it attached to the
they
reel.
have the pump attached to the pump.
We're good now.
Attached now.
All right. Can you start the pump? Is it running?
Yeah, it's on now.
All right, it's working. Who wants to do it? Raz wants to do it?
Oh, I got bad lag.
Oh, here comes somebody who wants to do it.
Farms and hates me.
Oh, what's the question?
Got GPS.
It should work on any map, yes. No, no GPS for multiplayer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it should work. Yeah, multiplayer works. Yeah.
Thank you, Raz. I have faith.
Oh, thank you for the pickup. All right, so you should have enough hose to work this whole field. So as you drive, the hose is going to trail out behind you. And then we've got like 2 full runs of the entire field of hose along the side. So as you are working, the hose will just kind of naturally flow down the middle of the field behind you. And then when you're done, we'll disconnect and we'll hook up to an air compressor and you'll clean the line out.
Cool. I can watch it actually go down while I mess with the pump here.
What the
and play
heck
with
is
the
Tuki
hose.
doing?
Playing with the hose.
You're supposed to stay parked in front of that thing. How else is it supposed to pump from the tank if you're driving all over creation? Jeez. There's Schultz driving over the hose. I'm sure that's not good.
I think what would be the best feature is if they built in like a random poop
All right,
floss, like you
let's
just
buy
like,
some
see
more.
poop spraying.
Let's buy this one.
Every time you drive over the hose, it starts to spray out.
And
Yeah, I
let's
think
buy
I kinked
this
it
one.
here by me. You didn't lose pressure there yet, did you, Raz?
We'll buy this. And we'll buy...
No, I think we're good.
You haven't used much yet. I'm still at 10,000.
Yeah, we're still flowing. We're still flowing.
Yeah, must just be in patches where it didn't need it then.
Who's got the i7?
Still works.
The M7.
Oh, is that the one that I'm in
Yes,
with the dualies all the way around?
Oh, okay. I'll just get another one. Don't worry about it.
We're still slinging food.
We just brought everything over. We didn't know how many tractors we needed. You want to babysit the pump center for a bit?
Sure.
I love the details on this stuff. It's really nicely modeled.
Davies, it's coming out now. If you are on PC and you bought it from the Giants Eshop, as far as when it's releasing on any other platform, I do not know. Hellhawk has got pumps and hoses in his game. Congratulations, Hellhawk. If you are on PC, we are giving away a copy of Pumps and Hoses at the end of this live stream. Be sure to ask your questions. If I don't keep track of it, somebody will ask again. Make sure that I keep up with it. All right, I got the Great Landini is coming. We can get you set up over across the way on the cow farm. I want to walk someone through actually connecting it to it. I want you all to do it.
Was there?
Here comes the Great Landini.
I have a Porsche Junior.
I'll be honest, it's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool watching the hose like unfurl and follow you, right? All right, somebody come over here and take care of this.
On the side of digesting.
Yeah, we're at 19% here.
It should be taking it straight from the tank.
Now it's over.
All right, let me sit here. All right, you hooked up to that? Yeah, okay.
There it goes.
So now position over by some of the hose and just hit R to load it.
I will click my left stick. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm just telling you the default. Do whatever you need to do to load the next one. and then unfold. He's getting a little heavy. Do it again. Or does it say it's too big?
Not enough capacity.
Okay. All right. I would hook up to the
So I'm filling up.
injector
You should have some
because your
in a
thing's
few
about to get
seconds
heavy.
now. 100% full.
Thank you, sir.
No, it's over there beside Tuki. You want to hook up to the thing that's beside Tuki.
I just activated the bomb. Sorry, it's now working.
Now we're putting
Oh my
Heavy
gosh.
there.
Oh, this is funny. Thank you, Davies Farming. Thank
It
you.
doesn't come down though. It's still at 100% here. Are you
Yeah,
still
because
there?
it's pulling it out of the digestate tank.
Yep.
That's why I had you put it right there.
Okay, good.
And
Why are you doing it the hard way?
way?
Okay, now unfold that back thing because you got to lower that arm down, and then you can slide it in, but it's got to be right on the center. There you go. Perfect. Now you can fold that thingy back up.
Yeah, you really you don't turn the implement on and off.
You should be able to pick up the smaller reel. No, because the implement is simply getting material from the pump.
Yep.
You have to turn the pump on.
Yeah, it's direct, right?
Yeah. When you raise it, it turns it off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's, Tuki, if you want to load that up with digestate, let's head across the way to the cow farm.
Can I fell on the same trigger he's on over here?
Sure. Oh no.
I don't know how that works. Ooh, that is some not clean looking water.
B Games 2, welcome,
Yeah, it's
sir. Welcome.
Or partially.
I think I stole the last bit of digestate you had in there.
Yeah, you
Scooter
did.
says.
Right.
Scooter says you were doing a wheelie pooper. Oh my god.
Expect
Okay.
us to have gone through the 300,000 some liters he had banked already.
Nah, we got plenty.
You okay, Raz? Because we had to stop for a few seconds.
Yeah, it seems like as long as there's something in the tank, it runs.
Yeah.
All right, which field do you want to apply?
You had like 600 liters left, so it's just.
The field to your left, the field in front
No, I'm
of
still
you.
connected to it, and it's.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I suppose 50.
Semper, if you want to run the tractor with it, try that.
That's okay. Go ahead.
All right, so that's the big one. Okay, what I would do is I would unreel your hose right here and drive straight down and come down and just keep going down and back, down and back. There you go.
Running out again.
And then Tuki
Thank
can
you.
park over there by that
It's gonna
hose.
take it from somewhere.
Chucky is picking up you. That's why. It's okay.
Yeah, it's taking it out of yours instead of.
It's okay. I'm restarting it each time.
Shut it off when I get close again.
Ruben, yes, you can. You can use the slurry tanks
You're full now. I
to
think.
hold, or the
Almost.
digestate
No,
tanks
I
to hold
held more
slurry
than I thought.
over at your main farm. Or you can just place them scattered
there's
around
some weight
the
here.
map as storage. All right, you want to fold that up.
This is really cool.
And then you should be able to yep, there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I was afraid the hoses would be super glitchy. I mean, they're not. They're not.
No, actually, they're really well made.
Yeah.
I think we need to wait until you unfurl that, and then I can connect them maybe.
Yeah, it won't connect them until it's unwound all the way.
Yep. So they're here under
Over the field,
silos,
do you
right?
need me on here?
They're just standard liquid manure tank silos, no different than
Should have got a voucher so I could reverse drive.
let's say this.
Pro skills.
So this is
felt right
basically the
nice on
same
that.
as these. It's just these, if you place them next to the BGA, they'll tie to the BGA.
Is it 1.7 kilometers? I think.
For that, yeah. You don't have that much hose. Now, pro tip for me is I suggest having different color hoses because it makes it easier for me to know where the ends of the hoses are. His hose is on the other side of the field.
I'm inspecting the hose.
Okay.
Trying my
There, now
best
we've
to
connected
waste
it.
your fuel too.
So there we've connected the two
I
hoses
can't- I'm not
together.
watching your stream. So what are you just carting to the field and pumping from the field side over there, Colin?
Yeah, he needs to put it up here.
Yeah, he's just connected.
So here's the end of the black hose, and if Tukey will pull up next to this, it'll say connect, shift Q, and we'll connect it. And then Schultz will connect to this blue hose with his. Then he'll be able to work this field. He'll have plenty of hose rolled out. See, we can see where the two hoses meet because, well, we ran out of blue and went into red.
I don't remember at first. I got too close.
It connects to the side.
Same mistake I made before. It looks like it should connect to the back there.
Well, the tractor is going on by itself, so you still have power.
So
pressure.
we're going to get a water pump.
Oh yeah, it's connected.
Okay, now I'm going to connect. It says activate pump B.
Just
So
sitting
now-
on top of it.
I'm putting water in you. Hope you're enjoying the water.
I like how you disappear while you're in that little pump.
It's like Transformers where they get smaller.
Yeah, it's pretty small. It's amazing.
OCD is going to demand I move, so I'm not sitting
where
on the
is the
hose
red?
once this gets done filling up.
Where's the red
I
hose?
see Tukey has digestate and water now.
Yeah.
Oh, here they are. Okay, so let's connect them. We need a wrench. Just click. There we go. All right, Schultz is hooked up. You can turn on the pump. Tukey.
Good.
So what's the water for again?
It waters everything down and makes the pump easier. Makes it easier on the pump.
Okay.
You need to hit Y to lower the implement, Schultz, or whatever your Y is. Yeah, it's a little bit different. So assuming the pump's on, it should just work.
Yeah, we're pumping away here. Couldn't tell when he actually started using it because it revved up.
There you go. Look at that. Now we got another set running. And then we've got what? 3 runs up and down. So as he works this way, he's got more than enough hose reeled out. And then he could really just come over here and work on this field because of where we're set up.
Yes, I have all sorts of lag now. I'm kind of...
Yeah, looks like you DC'd.
Still on the yellow hose. It's a lot of hoses.
All right.
Yeah, here. Oh yeah, I see the connection for the yellow.
Could be if you pulled all the yellow.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's pretty amazing.
But you can see how basically this is halfway across the field. And as he continues to make his way, this is going to just snake across the field. Kind of behind him. So yeah, the yellow is 500 meters.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, I was gonna fire the worker and take over, but it's not letting me.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah, don't think you have perms set for me.
So is there, okay, there's
All right,
a
now you
slurry
can do it.
cultivator.
Yeah, I didn't give you perms for a smart reason.
Did that work out for you?
Fairly well so far.
Schultz's internet must really taking a dump tonight.
All right, so let's go and get this tank.
There's a slurry cultivator. Cool.
And we're going to overload then.
So it's just an injector.
Let's go get our tank. We're going to overload then into Tukey to keep him full. No, Langer, you cannot pump between storage tanks. The only thing a pump can connect to is the injector. It also means you can't chain pumps together. So you can't go from one pump to another pump. You have to hit Y, I think, when you're on the middle tool.
Hey, yeah, that was the issue, it looks like.
So do you have to use water?
No, in theory, it will just wear the pump longer, more.
So before it clogs, right?
It might help it with clogging too, yes. We're going to
Okay.
use an air compressor to clean the lines when we're done.
So they can actually clog up.
In theory. I don't know what will happen if they get to 100%, if your flow rate just drops off, or if it just stops working. go back. Let me jump over there, Schultz, and we'll see. I felt that it used it less. He doesn't see this usage rate from the tractor. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. Is we are using this tank to shuttle between the two. Gaming Joy, welcome. I want to know everything with the manure separation. Well, basically you take and place a separator like this one next to a digestate or slurry tank, and then you turn it on and it starts making separated manure. The separated manure can be used as bedding in your animal areas wherever you would use straw, or you can use it to fertilize your fields like you would in a manure spreader. Or you can
Yeah.
use it. You can just sell it. Typically, it is
Well, my
sold
keybinding
at
is a
the
bit off.
animal dealer.
Driving, I think
Oh,
I
right
should
there.
have checked
There
that
we go.
before coming in.
Separated manure at the animal dealer.
Yeah, I might. Get my GPS button.
So there's their
Vehicle.
usage. Schultz, you can see our
Yeah,
usage
You
go down
on a
there.
GPS and you stuck me without one.
Yeah, I didn't get it with GPS.
Equipment's getting dirty.
Yeah.
Doesn't look, I don't see the dirty mass on hoses. I don't know if they have.
Separated manure looks like that.
I think they've got wear and tear.
That's what separated manure looks like.
This is better than the slurry spreaders. It's kind of relaxing, not having to worry about it running out for a while.
Water is added minimally, but yes, in theory, it's also less because you're adding water constantly.
With the tractor, go ahead and try a simple. Like,
No, it doesn't work.
yeah, just quit moving.
Just yeah. It's like I'm pressing the gas.
Did
and
you
seeing
have
it-
GPS? You need to unlock GPS before somebody else can drive
That's
it.
right.
Raz's crutch. GPS.
Here you go. Oh, you disconnected. Wait. No, you're okay.
Richard, that's because it includes 30 different objects. Lots of placeables, lots of tools. I mean, everything over here other than the bunkers and the shed are all part of the new DLC.
Wanted to point that out.
What's that?
You missed 4 stalks of corn on this field and they withered.
Oh, yeah. It's realistic. Farm realistic. Who hasn't seen a field where there's some random stalks missing?
It's called deer bait.
Deer bait.
If those deer are lucky, we can't turn them into roadkill in the game.
Just leave a little bit of corn on the field edge. When you put your blind right at the field edge, and deer come up. think the pump's running empty.
What?
No, I'm checking that. Wait.
CGR, I think you're talking about
I really haven't. I haven't played
Super
multiplayer
Buffo?
in a long time. It's just I get so much lag.
It's a first for me. Yeah.
Langer. Good luck, sir. Well, it looks the same. It's not
I
different.
just noticed the license plate kind of put stink water.
It's no different than it is base
I
game.
saw that.
You like my plates?
Yeah.
Kubota for life.
I want to wash your baler over here. I think I gripped a little on it when my power rubbed on it when I turned.
Oh, you made a mess, did you?
Oh, you shouldn't have parked it right there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I know you.
Yeah, it's funny, trying to... It's just decreasing, but I cannot restart it.
Maybe you've drawn it all out. I don't know. We going through 100,000 liters already? Maybe.
No, no. It... $187,000. Still.
It says the silo's empty.
Oh, it's the silo. Okay, so we have to move.
Yeah, you can come around here. There's a trigger you can hit.
And the hose just stays connected to his pump. You just move it. That's cool. That's cool.
Why can't I get rid of this? Oh.
If silage wasn't king already, which it kind of was. $980,000.
Yeah, I made nearly $1 million, but I mean, this is a pretty big BGA. Probably cost nearly 3 to make it, but 3.5 months later, I bought it off, paid it off.
You could go small scale too, right? And just use it with like a pig pen, the hoses and stuff.
Currently, that's a good transition. Let's talk about some of the known issues right now. Currently, you cannot pump liquid manure from anywhere, but that's going to be worked on. So you should be able to back into here. So let me reference the Creative Mesh Discord. Right now we know pumping from animal husbandries does not work. There is some issues with hose behavior in multiplayer. Hose connectors disappearing when underground. Production revamp. There's a Lua error. So there's a conflict with production revamp. There's a conflict that we found during our first live stream with enhanced fill type categories mod. And there's also a conflict with pallet autoload specialization if you're not running the absolute latest version of that.
Should be good to go now.
So if you're running the latest version of pallet autoload specialization, you're okay. If not, upload. That should solve your problem with that.
Pump is activate. Yep.
If you're using enhanced fill type categories, take it out. If you're using production revamp, take it out. If you're going to use pumps and hoses.
But you can move your liquid manure to your BGA, right?
You can take slurry, put it into BGA that will then produce methane, which will then produce electricity, meaning money, and then you'll also get digestate. So yes.
Okay.
So I would take your slurry, pump it through the BGA to get your money. It would convert to digestate. At that point, you could use it on your fields.
Makes sense. That's not a big deal to me. And I'm sure
So-
they'll get those bugs worked out soon enough.
So like a process that you could do with your you don't need straw anymore for your animals. You can use separated manure. And you get separated manure by putting a separator next to either a digestate tank or a liquid or a slurry tank. And then you'll get liquid manure or separated manure. You put separated manure down in your animal areas, which acts as straw, which will then create real manure. So you take real manure and put it in your BGA to get methane, to get energy, to get digestate, to then make more separated manure to complete that whole process.
Very nice. Okay, so we're done with this field here. So I guess
All right, let me get
I could just
hold
detach, unfold, and start rolling up.
on. Oh, we need to clean your hose.
Oh, that's right.
Don't you use that
Let me-
put it on
let
the-
me-
Matter of speaking, yeah.
Let me bring an air compressor to you.
You can use that. You can use the separator manure and the manure spreader too.
You can.
Oh, I
Yes.
stopped the pump now.
So
Yeah, you can
use-
stop the pump. Yeah, we're not pumping anymore. All right, let me bring you a air compressor. And then you'll get to hear the compressor run. Then you'll hear the as it then dumps all its air out the line and cleans it.
Do not want to stand on the other end of that line.
put your head on the other end and just look.
This really goes well in multiplayer, I think.
Yes, I think this works excellent for multiplayer. I mean, for single player, it's a bit of effort, right? You got to set up your pump. You got to set and roll your hoses. You got to, if you're pumping from a container, you got to periodically refill your container.
Yeah.
But if you're doing multiplayer, like Tukey can use the field. I've been running them digestate to fill his container, so he hasn't had to worry about it.
AI can apply it.
And then in theory, when Tukey's done, since he's right across from another field, he can just start working on that field. Don't dig up my grass. Where did he go?
I think it's
Oh,
still
where are you
worth
at?
it even for single player, just
Oh,
for
you're
you
down
know,
there.
all the cool BGA stuff and the manure separator.
Yeah,
Unhook your front hose reel. And then you can fold up all your stuff if you want.
So it says detach umbilical hose first.
Oh, okay, then don't worry about it. Alright, hook up to your... Oh, I need you to hook up to that. Okay, now hook up to the compressor. turn the compressor on. So there's an air pressure gauge over here on the right. It's running up. When it gets to 21, it should cut off. All right, so the air compressor cut off. If you get back in the tractor,
Yeah.
you should now see a button to hit to clean hoses. And if you look at the F1 menu, you should see how dirty your hoses is as a percent.
Says umbilical hose clogged by 0%.
Oh, it's not.
Okay.
So, okay, it's not clogged. Go ahead and hit a button to clean it. You hear an air deep press.
Yeah, I
The
don't
gauge
have
will
it. It doesn't-
drop to 0.
it doesn't- I'll let you jump in because it doesn't show me an option. Maybe because it's not clogged.
Probably.
Maybe. All right, so now in order to reel everything up, you need to disconnect all your hoses. So if you disconnect
by
that
the yellow?
hose, yeah, disconnect that one. He has to disconnect it from the tractor. But you could go and find where the hoses meet and use your wrench to disconnect them because they all need to be unhooked.
Okay.
Oh, shift Q. Sorry, that's what it is. Shift Q connects and disconnects.
Then you do shift Q. Wheel. Start.
Right, so I'll let you do that. Does it say you need to disconnect your hose? Okay, good. Now hit Y to roll it up. And if it says something about can't wind it or something, hit Z to change the direction of the winding, and then hit Y. Hit Y. If it doesn't work, hit Z, then hit Y again. Oh, you're reeling your hose.
What field did you want me to move on to next? The unmarked grass or the
No.
other half of it?
No. Yeah.
The top half with the crop?
The crop half of 49, not the grass half.
Alright, I'll do
Yeah.
grass side.
They're all disconnected.
Okay. So when you get to the end of your yellow hose, you just repeat the process to reel up the very next one, and then to reel up the
you
last
can-
one.
So you can put multiple hoses on one reel.
Yes. That particular reel will hold 1.3 kilometers worth of hose. So you can hold two 500s and a 300 because, you know, that's how math works.
Numbers.
Yeah. And I was saying in the chat, I like to use different colored hoses when I'm connecting them because then
It's moving as you go forward.
then
It's
I
also
can
moving,
find
right?
where the
From
hoses
this end.
start and stop easier because, you know, obviously the color will change.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hopefully, no, it's pretty cool.
Because if you use all orange hose, then you're looking for a little band of metal. But if you're running down a line of orange and all of a sudden it turns brown, then you're like, oh, hose
I
change.
guess you can just sit still. You don't even have to move.
Yeah, actually.
You could, but I was internet lectured
So next one is
in chat
there's an
that
orange one here.
Here,
But there's another one actually. Right there. That's the green one here.
yeah, really doesn't matter which order you pick them up, but yep.
You want to try it?
There's- I think Simper gets to apply it to the next field.
Yeah, finish it.
Reel it.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of fields
Yeah.
over at the sheep farm, a bunch of fields over at the pig farm.
Still have time.
We've got this giant field right next to the BGA too. We got 45 minutes.
Black jersey let me run out of slurry.
I was busy instructing people how to do things. I'm bringing you that.
I was gonna get it with the semi because that is a bigger tank.
I tried to fill up that semi from the digestate tank and it wouldn't do anything.
Doesn't work.
I don't know. Couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it gave me the thing to hit R, but it doesn't actually fill.
Okay, good. Yeah, green one.
All right, you got one load. Yeah, the field's done. Yeah, Davies. I don't know. I don't know when Sony usually releases stuff.
Yeah, it's working. You got it connected. Oh, it's disconnected now.
Yeah, it keeps telling me detach.
Now it's connected. What's? Is it full? Is it possible that we?
Oh no,
No.
you should. Yeah, all those unround from that. So.
Oh yeah, it was in the same reel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says it's not letting me reel this one up. This time. So it's been tested. With
Oh, it's
manual
not detached from the pump. It
You
has
mean
to
our
be
main
detached
pump?
from
The
the
main
pump.
pump. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Copy. Has anyone tested with manual attach
Now you can reel it up.
for the people that want to torture themselves?
I did use it with manual attach. Yes. And I would not advise it until you are an expert. But the hoses work like your front loader stuff, where you can still just be in it and hit Q.
Oh,
But I mean, it's. Why is it working? Well, is it
So
not
what's the
working
command?
because it's broken, or because manual attach makes me get out and hook it?
so it should be Y. Start reeling.
It says put in working position. They have to.
Hit Z. Hit Z to change the
Door?
the winding.
Z and then Y.
Still say put in working position.
It's been a lot on my first pass for some reason, but now it's been just fine.
Oh yeah, I see.
Try it, bud.
meat up here that I kept pushing
maybe
around
that-
too that someone left in the field.
Yeah. He's not been busy at all.
You got it.
There it goes. Yeah. It's a little like, yeah, it's.
A bit
I
finicky,
think
right?
sometimes stuff gets stuck on.
Yeah.
And it's going really slow. So just-
Yeah, I would advise lots of patience when learning how to use this, because there's lots of pieces and components, and like that setup, you've got 3 different things connected to your tractor, and if you're not selected on the right one,
Yeah, you're right.
you know. So if it's not working, it's like, is it not working because it's broke, or is it not working because I'm not selected on the right thing?
It's
Yeah,
going
that's
so
what keeps
slow.
throwing me off a little is you gotta switch through and hit Y to actually start applying.
So the ears are just going like the slowest in the world.
If you rev the engine, is it gonna start? No, you're just going over it.
Oh. Yeah, and like during my build live stream yesterday, I was down to like $60,000, and now I'm up to 101.5 million. I haven't cheated any money in. I just advanced a few days in game. This BGA earned me all that money.
I wasn't expecting how many different styles of
I don't
storage
realize
styles there is.
This one's in slow motion this time, fine. See it.
I think he's got me busy.
Slow motion. Did you ring the Coleman so we can start hot dogs there?
Just Semper and I we're just gonna sit on the back of the Kubota here.
We're having a tailgate party.
We're gonna crack a few cold ones while the wheel rolls up.
Yeah.
Get some lag again.
Armchair ag, like in real life.
It's a long one, yeah. It's not up to the PGA. What?
Yeah, it's only done like 5%. Might be. Might have broke it.
Oh. I don't know, drive toward it.
Yeah, just drive, we'll see.
I got internet lectured in a comment that one would never reel it up stationary because the winch on the reel would never be powerful enough to pull that much hose by the tractor being stationary. I was like, it's a freaking game. Chill it out. Play the way you... I mean, if you want to play it that way, that's fine and dandy. I don't need to be internet lectured on how I didn't demonstrate it properly.
Amazing.
Don't come to me when you have questions. It's like the guy that put TLDW, too long didn't watch, on my video, then presents to ask me a question that is answered in his TLDW video. So I
Yeah.
just TLDR'd his question. Too long, didn't read.
Just responded, watch the video.
So, I haven't done a collectible video in a while. But the last one I did was Wildwood Farms. When it initially released, right? Before it got pulled down and re-released. Apparently the collectible thing has all changed since the first time.
Oh, he moved.
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
Oh, nice.
but it's still broken apparently. And like I've had thousands of views on that Welpers video. People are like, how do I find the treasure? I can't find the treasure. It's broken. Do you say that in the video? I'm like, yeah. I say it like in the first 3 minutes.
Uh,
Yeah, apparently it's still. I don't know if he's updated it since.
oh, yeah. So, Armchair Ag, the theory behind the dragline is that you are leaving the heavy components,
I think
the
hydraulic
tank
pump-
full
I
of
think we broke
product, at the edge of the field, and you are pumping the product through hoses to your tractor and applicator or injector that is on the field. So in theory, you are limiting the amount of compaction that you are doing because of the fact that all the heavy components, the tank full of liquid, is off the edge of the field.
So is there an animation that separates them?
Yeah, on the side, hit the R next to the wrench, and then when you look inside, you'll see it pooping out little droplets.
It's like rabbit
Oh.
trees.
I thought that was a reason dispenser.
And it does it. I guess does it use it?
It's using digestate right now. Or like over here at the cow farm, I have one by the liquid slurry tank, or by the slurry tank, so it would use up slurry if it was in the cow pen. It just needs to be placed next to a liquid tank that has either digestate or slurry in it.
And can it dump on the ground anywhere? Does it
Yeah, there's multiple versions of it. So if you look in the shop under mods and DLCs, you'll see that there's a portable one that you can move around with front loader forks and basically set it up wherever next to a liquid tank. Then there's a placeable one that's just on a tower. And then there are two that are within sheds or bunkers. So there's 4 different options for the manure thing.
like talk to old Frank? Ask him. He's on his dairy farm group side. So they use manure separator and have their own biogas plant right on the dairy farm. They use the methane to produce the electricity for the farm. So that's
I think that's going to be something that gets a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's the next mod. It's gonna
What's that?
be that'd be if someone could figure out how to write the script based upon your buildings, you'd have to have electricity run.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, there
you have
was
to
that
feed-
multi-map that had electricity as a production input. But you had to auto distribute, so you made buildings that had solar panels you had to put down, and then you had to set solar panels to distribute power, and then it would distribute your power to your factories. Jacob, yes, Pumps and Hoses is out for PC over at the Giants Eshop. It will be released at your platform of choice soon.
He's got a double reel.
Yeah, that one holds 1.7 kilometers worth of hose. Hopefully Tuki has enough to finish.
Maybe 3 or 4 passes left.
So yeah, Steam will be sometime mid-morning tomorrow. Sorry, Jacob.
No, I just moved the tractor back here.
It's taking forever this time.
Yeah, that's probably a bug there somewhere.
Yeah, the first 2 hoses rolled up pretty quick, and then this green one just is like just ticking really slow.
Yeah, even if you're moving, it's not moving faster.
Oh, and I guess you can put hose on this too, huh?
Hose on, yeah, that'll hold
Yeah, it's pretty slow.
a couple 100 meters worth. Oh wow.
It's amazing, eh?
Somebody turn on all the flashy lights. All right, let's run through this one more time for anybody that's come in since we started out. Pumps and
Yeah,
hoses
once it
is a
starts, you
combination
can't,
of
Can't stop
implements
it.
and
I mean, you can
placeables.
turn it off, but
So
you
we've
can't
got the air
disconnect.
compressor. The air compressor is going to be used
I
to
guess you could
clean
unveil
your
it again.
your
Yeah,
dragline
yeah,
hoses once you're done
Starting the
applying
tractor,
slurry.
putting it off.
Then we've got
starting
3
it
different
again, I don't know.
reels, and depending on the reel is going to depend on how much hose is going to be able to be held. We've got the single reel,
The
holds
reels.
1.3 kilometers worth of hose. The dual reel, which holds 1.7 kilometers worth of hose. And then we have the FTH 230, which is going to hold digestate or slurry a little bit in this
Didn't
tank
change much, eh?
and hold 400 meters worth of hose. Then we move into the pumps, and we have multiple pumps. We have the PU 100, which is going to pump
Got
300
9%.
meters worth
It'll
of
be
product
done in a minute.
at 160
alright.
horsepower. We have the PU 300, which is going to hold water, as well as 100 meters worth
It's
of
a party
hose.
after all.
And then we're going to attach this to a
Yeah,
3-point
boy.
hitch, and we're going to be able to pump product. We would use these in order to pump product
Little
out
pink
of
dropper is fun.
storage tanks,
It's like,
basically.
you know, little rabbit poo.
We have the
coming.
JC 450.
Yeah.
This is going to hold 45,000 liters of digestate, as well as 4,000
you-
liters worth of
So
water.
you can
It's going to be able to
spread
pump
this
700 meters,
not-
and it's going to
just not
require
for
200
bedding.
horsepower engine to
You can
operate.
use bedding too.
Then we have the
Yeah, it's for bedding, I think.
I
PW121.
think you can sell it too if you choose to do
We
that.
can get this in different configurations: 12,200 liters of liquid manure, or 3,200 liters of liquid manure, and 9,000 liters worth of water. We can also add a
$32
platform
per
to the
1,000
back. We can also add a reel to the back. We can add a compressor, an air compressor to the back, or we can add a air compressor and a reel to the back as well.
Alright,
So
I'm
we
all
can
done
really
over
deck
here.
this thing out if we want to.
Yeah, we're still waiting for
We move
our
into
green hose.
our injectors, and then we have the 8040. The 8040 SS already has the drag line associated with it. That is what this is right here. Or we can get it for a lot less 27,800 less. The 8040
Now, does it
itself,
say yours
this is going
clogged
to
at all,
need to
TC?
attach to the drag line injector.
Percent clogged?
There we have the drag line
I
connector
haven't
here,
attached anything
the
yet to be on
HS
something
5100.
specific.
No, I think
and we're
if
going to
you-
use
as
this
long as
to
you're
work with
attached
all of
on
our
it,
other
one,
injectors.
it
If
should-
you use the
like,
precision
down at the
farming
bottom,
mods, you
it
can
says,
add the
percent
manure
clogged.
sensing to this, and the manure sensing is going to detect the nitrogen flowing through the pipe and adjust the flow rate accordingly based on the nitrogen values. We have the 1230, the 12260, and the BS 900. All of these are injectors, and they will basically connect to the 5100 and then allow you to either cultivate and inject or just inject product into the ground. We have a water pump, which is going to be used to pump water into one of these two tanks when applying slurry and when pumping slurry. The water pump is going to basically cause the pump to wear less. It's going to make the pump easier to pump, and therefore the pump is going to wear less. So we're going to have less wear on our pump. Here we have a mobile manure separator. This is going to allow us to take slurry or digestate and convert it into separated manure. And we're going to then be able to use that manure, separated manure, either as straw. We're going to be able to use it as manure in a manure spreader, or we're going to be able to sell it at the animal dealer. That one is mobile. We also have a few placeable options. We can buy our umbilical hose on pallets. We can buy them in 100 meter increments from 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500 meter increments. We can also get them in black, orange, yellow, red, blue, green, brown, or gray in color. And then we're going to need to buy our wrench, and that's what we're going to use to connect the hoses and disconnect the hoses from each other. We move to our build mode. We then have the ability of putting down various liquid silos.
Where are we going now?
And our liquid silos are in options of with or without lids. We could go either to the sheep farm or the pig farm. Your all's pick.
I'm folding up the landing.
Then we can. I'm gonna get. I was gonna get another one of those 45,000 liter ones, and one of y'all could run. You could run on 2 different fields, and then 2 of us could run and keep running silage or slurry back and forth. So these come in different options, with a top or without a top, in 606,000 liter increments, 1.6 million liters, or 3.6 million liters. And then we have kind of larger and lower versions of those, either covered or uncovered, 952,000 liters, 2.1 million liters, or 3.6 million liters worth of product. Under production, we then have our placeable biogas plant facilities. We have a stationary manure separator. We have then a placeable manure separator here with a bunker. And then we have one that's in a shed that we can also place down. I've got that one placed down right here. And I've also got one placed over at the cow farm. As far as our fermenters go, we have a 30 meter fermenter, which I have right there in front of us. I also placed down a 20 meter fermenter. Notice all of these lines originate from the 30 meter fermenter.
All right.
And the reason is because that was the first thing you put down. When you are building out a biogas plant for the first time, you're going to first put down a fermenter. Once you put down a fermenter, you're going to basically get a pop-up saying that you have put down the key building for your biogas plant. And then everything you place around that fermenter is going to basically key off of that, and you're going to see all these connecting lines that basically say all of this is connected to that one fermenter. So we have a 20 meter fermenter, a 26 meter fermenter, and a 30 meter fermenter. And these are measured out in various ways.
End right here.
So we have 425 to 665 units of methane per cycle is what the 20 meter fermenter is going to work. And the reason this is a variable value is because we have silage, manure, chopped sugar beets, and slurry as inputs. If we only input silage, we're going to make 425 liters of methane per cycle. If we add manure, we're going to increase our output above 425. If we add all 4 inputs, we're going to produce 665 liters of methane per cycle.
Find it.
And then we have 646 to 1001. And then we have 1089 to 604. We can also combine these. So here we have, for example, a 30 and a 20 meter fermenter combined because we have the line connecting the two. So what we are getting now is 1089 to 1604 plus
Yeah,
425 to
I think so. The blue one was
665.
the long one that
So we
was
could
dragging
have
behind me
anywhere
the whole
between
time.
1,500 and some liters worth of methane being produced up to
Where's this one connected in?
what,
Right here?
2,200 liters of methane, depending on how much we put into these things, because they are additive.
Alright.
Now that we are making methane, we need a way of producing electricity. So we have our cogeneration facilities. We're going to take methane and burn it and produce electrical energy. We have the 408, which is able of making 425, is going to be able to process 425 units of methane per cycle. We have the 500 plus, which is 646 methanes per cycle. And we have the 1089, which is going to be, or the 800B, which is going to be 1089 methanes per cycle. And just like the fermenters, we can combine these, and they are additive. So we have one of each. So 1089 plus 646 plus 425. Combine those numbers together, and that is how much methane we can burn per cycle in order to make energy. We have multiple input hoppers, and they need to be close to a fermenter. You see, when I get close to a fermenter, it connects with a pipe, and we can position this wherever we want. As long as we're close enough, it is good to go.
Okay.
This one will hold 30,000 liters worth of product, 60,000 liters worth of product, 60,000 liters worth of product,
I ran in a full
150,000
circle to
liters
figure
worth
out
of
the end
product.
where I started at.
and then 115,000 liters worth of product. This one's real cool because this one you can back in with a trailer and fill from.
Now
Okay,
we're really
so
like
we will
champ.
fill the hopper with silage, manure, or sugar beet cut. The hopper will slowly fill product into the fermenter, and then once it's in the fermenter, it is ready to go. We're going to add slurry directly into the fermenter
If it gets
with the
sucked
trigger
up
there,
in there.
or over here, right? So we could connect this one there if we wanted to, and they're all connected together. Doesn't really matter which one we dump into; it's all part of the
Oh, that's going
enclosed
fast. That's
system.
great.
We have then a gas torch that we can use to burn
Right.
off excessive
Air cool.
methane,
Air
excess
coolies.
methane, because we don't want to keep methane around here, because methane is very dangerous. So the gas torch is going to burn off excess methane if our cogenerators are not able to process the methane fast enough compared to what the fermenter is producing. That's basically how you build it all out. So if we come here to our production chains, the pumps and hoses BGA looks a bit different than your standard production chain. So here we can see we have both slurry and silage. 8,900 units of silage, 21 units of slurry per cycle. We have 24 cycles per month. We're going to be generating 1,779 units of methane and 8,460 units of digestate per cycle. If we were only doing silage, then this would be a lower value. If we were only doing manure, it would be a lower value. If we add manure and we add sugar beet cut, then we're going to maximize our digestate and
Good, the
our
next one to
methane
do.
output. So you can see here that we have a decent amount of product already in the fermenter.
They're red
Now we
ends
also
somewhere,
have the
otherwise I
bunkers
got one
are
here.
loaded up with product. So the bunkers are going to slowly add product to the fermenters, and that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing it slowly tick up. The fermenters are slowly working through the product and then adding that to our power plant in order to burn off our methane for electricity. You can see right now we have the ability of burning 2160 of methane for 18,440 units of energy. If I come in here and let's say remove one of these, let's sell that. Now you're going to see that we 1,735 units of methane per cycle
How do you
for
start it again to roll?
14,840 units of energy. So
I'm not
now we
sure.
are basically,
Yeah.
our torch is active. Our torch is now active because we're not burning off methane as fast as we are creating it. We're creating more methane than we can burn off. So our torch, you can see, is now active, burning off the excess methane. So if our torch is active, we're losing electricity. So let's come in here and let's put this thing back down. And you're going to see it's going to draw a line out. And now it's connected back into the system. And as soon as we've done that, and as soon as this thing kicks in, we are no longer going to be burning off our methane. Your torch is now turned off because we are keeping up with our methane production. So that is pumps and hoses, everybody. It's a bit different than we might be used to, but is also a very good way of earning a lot of money. Here we go. I made $983,000 in the month of January off of the biogas plant. This biogas plant made me nearly $1 million in 1 month. Basically 2 game days. Where did y'all move to?
We're in the cow farm.
We're still in the rolling up those phase.
Oh, okay.
Trying to roll that. Can't.
Alright, I disconnected the black pipe or brown pipe.
Oh,
Is
that might be
it-
one. Is there a red one connected also?
I don't know. Yeah, I find it easier if you just run around here and disconnect all the hoses before you,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we
Try
got
to
them
reel
all
them.
now.
It says detach umbilical hole, so there's one still attached, I think.
We had them all attached on that red, unless there was 2 red ones.
there's
This is red
brown.
and black, and then you can attach. Wait a second. This is that black one.
Yeah.
This red one's a long one, but I didn't see any ends last time I raised that one.
Yeah, it's
There's a couple spots where you lose track under the ground, though.
yeah.
There, it's reeling. We're good.
Okay. So what's the command I was trying? Didn't work.
I don't know, I just hit Y. Maybe it was connected and then it was.
Oh yeah, probably.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fill this up and put it over by the sheep.
Oh, I moved to the pig farm though.
Ah, okay, I'll go move this by the pigs. Lonnie, there's no fixes. It's still however it was in early access. As far as I know. As there's the timing of getting anything redistributed out to the various content platforms. Nick, thank you, sir, for the sub. We're going to be doing the giveaway in about 10 minutes, everybody. In about 10 minutes is when we're going to be giving away a copy of the Pumps and Hoses DLC for PC. And then I'll be emailing the winner soon after the live stream.
It's right here by me.
Chief Bingo, thank you for joining the channel as a farm baron 6 months ago.
Roger that. Oh.
Snow?
Hellhawk, I think it's, yeah, I think it's easier. Because you're not one person trying to do it all. So, one person can unreel the hose and do the injection on the field. Someone else can basically...
okay, we have to switch wheel. Wait.
Run you the hose. Or not the hose, but to refill your digestate. Or you can have multiple people refilling your digestate. Yeah, Lonnie, I think it's because, well, the hoses don't have any collisions. So that means they also don't have any ground collisions.
I don't know how to switch
Ollie Taz,
wheel.
what's up? You have to unfold the wheel.
Got it, thanks. There we go, it started.
So, what are your all's impressions of it? Now that you've worked with it for almost 2 hours.
Like it very much.
Yeah, it's neat.
Very detailed.
You do have a little bit of wear on this red hose showing now too. That's cool to see.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Captain Kiwi, I think it's good. I think pumps and hoses are fun. It's interesting. It's unique. It definitely adds a whole new element to the gameplay. If you're someone who's just wham bam, let me get in and get out and do things quickly, it might not really be that interesting to you. If you're a player that wants to get more in the weeds and the details, then I think it would be right up your alley. Ultimately, all I can say is watch my coverage of it, watch other people's coverage of it, and really make your own decision as to if the value is there for you. But, you know, as Schultz pointed out, because I don't think he likes straw, but as Schultz pointed out, you can now basically get manure without ever having to use straw, because you can just use separated manure as your bedding. And then you can get manure, and then you can take your manure to your BGA. You can then get digestate for it. You can get energy for it. You can then take and take your separated manure factory and basically make separated manure out of your digestate, and then use that again in your animal bedding to once again kind of repeat the whole So here we are unwinding our hose. We placed it by the pump. Now we're unwinding our hose. I'm gonna unwind 2 reels worth, or 2 runs of hose, in order to use it on this field over here.
I'm back.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Oh yeah, so the hoses do have paint wears off.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use separated manure for bedding, or you can use it in a manure spreader for fertilizer, or you can sell it at an animal dealer. Alright, so now we have unwound our green hose. We're going to unwind our red hose, our orange hose.
Oh, there's stuff for the battery, right?
Sorry, what was that?
Saying you all dressed up for the party.
Yeah, man, I get my fancy clothes on.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, it's not my part of the country, but I live in Canada. So. He's at the pig farm.
So now we are going
he's
to
actually,
unfold this. We're going to shift Q
unfolding the hose there.
to connect our hose.
Just gonna join him with this tractor, Ed.
We're going to unfold this. Then we're going to get her lined up. Then we're going to come over here and connect our hose. So now that we have shift Q, we're going to be able to turn on our pump. Oh, wait. That's because I forgot to connect my hose here. So I like to use different colored hose because I think it makes finding these hoses easier. So now we have connected our hose. Okay. There, they're disconnected. Now they're connected. So now that we have connected our hose, we can turn on our pump. And now that we have turned on our pump, we can come over here and lower our applicator, our injector, and now we are
Found another use. The slurry tank.
injecting our product.
Sitting on it.
And now we're going to drag our hose out behind us. So the key is to make sure you have enough hose. I should probably have started on the other side of the field so I wasn't driving over my hose. But at any rate, you kind of get the point.
You can go swimming in the slurry tanks, Brian. It's like having an above ground pool.
It's a little dirty. I don't know about that.
Some people like it dirty.
Dirty water.
He's never gonna invite me again.
Oh, yeah, you will.
And that's pretty much how it works. So there we are. And then we're basically, the hose is going to follow us behind us as we go up and down the fields.
It's pretty cool. Very good details.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm really impressed by it.
Creative mesh. When they did straw harvest, it was pretty awesome.
All right, who wants to jump in this while I go? Get ready to give something away.
Yeah.
Just don't
Meat
look at
is
me
so
driving over the hose. This isn't happening. We are the epitome of realism here. We're not driving over on hosiery.
Pretty sure it's happening.
So I guess, yeah, in practicality, you would park on the far side and move away from wherever you were. Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, you obviously wouldn't drive over your... Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta get set up to do the giveaway. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready to do the giveaway? That is the question. The giveaway is not finished yet. 45 seconds to go. We have 135 entries. It's not too late for someone to join if they're fast with it. Remember, the giveaway is for PC players because it will be a Giants Eshop copy. I don't have a way of providing the DLC for console.
I don't know why it isn't overloading to your tank, or is it now finally?
I am. I jumped in it and pulled it.
Okay, that's what the problem was.
I'm still pulling it out of you? Yeah.
Yeah, I had 12,000 and I wasn't sure how low you were.
Oh, it's ended. It is ended. Are we ready to draw a winner? Winner, 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 chicken dinner. And the winner is from the Isle of Man. High UTB. Is that UTB? Did UTB win this thing? It's listed as high UTB. Or is this a different UTB? That is exactly... It is a gmail.com address. I'll be emailing you the winning code here at the end of the stream of the live stream. So if it's UTB, he is a member of the channel. If it's not UTB, then I wonder who it is. Who is high UTB? any rate, I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching our live stream today at the launch party. I'm going to have to cut it short. The reason I'm going to have to cut it short is I am going to attempt to get a map video recorded tonight before I turn in. It is 10 p.m. my time. I'm going to try to get a map video done of Western Australia so I can get that released out in the middle of the night for you guys, because that map dropped earlier today. No, it's not Schultz modding. It was someone else. So, guys, let me know what you all think down in the comments below. Is this something that you are maybe changed your mind about? Are you going to pick it up? Or are you not going to pick it up?
Could run two.
These guys seem to be fairly impressed with it. Let's get quick closing remarks. What do y'all think again of this?
Pleasure. My pleasure. It was very
I
fun.
think it's cool.
It's great.
It's cool.
It had
Very
even
cool.
more than I expected.
There you go, guys. You heard it straight from the mouth of the horse, Tukey
Very
himself.
cool.
It is cool. It is
It
enjoyable.
might be a little,
It
a
is
little tough.
a little complex. It's a bit complex.
Yeah,
Right.
and it might be a little hard to do. I mean, like you said, in multiplayer, it's probably going to be way more fun.
I like the complexity.
Yeah, it adds a different element to
It's a cool way of doing slurry since we've been doing it the same way for how many game versions.
Right. And of course, it's never too late to also talk about the conflicts or the known conflicts that exist. Probably more conflicts will be coming out. We know that there is a conflict with production revamp. There's a conflict with enhanced fill type categories, and there's a conflict with an older version of palette autoload specialization. So if you have the latest version of that 1.8.6.0, you're good. If you have a different version of palette autoload specialization other than 1.8.6.0, which is what's out in the mod hub, update that to the latest version, and then you should be good to go. There are a couple other known issues, but definitely keep an eye out for those. And until next time, what do we say, guys?
Happy farming.
Happy farming.
Oh, there you go. Happy farming.